Okay, so my rankings, I had Zach Wilson at 1 just because of potential, not skill-wise. 2, Trevor Lawerence. He's possibly the greatest quarterback prospect coming to the draft. 3, I had Trey Lance. 4, I had Justin Fields. 5, I had Kyle Trask. 6, I had Mac Jones. Who did you have
on the other hand, for me, my rankings went a little like Trey Lance at 6, Justin Fields at 5, Mac Jones at 4. It was Justin
Trask.
Fields at 3, Zach Wilson at 2. No. Who did I just say Justin Fields at 3? No, it was it was Trask at 3. No. Trask was at 2. Justin Fields was at 3, and then Trevor Lawerence was at 1. I deleted my ranking, so I had to come up with them at the top of my head.
All right, so
those are different now. Fun fact.
Yeah, they're different.
Very
we
different.
kind of we ranked them for you.
Yeah.
Going based off my last ranking, I could see where people were mad. Trey Lance only played 1 game, and I had him at 3. It's because you can't deny his success the year before. It's sort of like the Jamar Chase type thing, where you know this guy's good. It's just you don't have a lot of tape on him this year. Because Trey Lance only played 1 game. Jamar Chase played none. But we know Jamar Chase is a beast. But obviously there's probably some better wide receivers that we've seen this year. Possibly a tight end that we ranked in the wide receivers. Everybody knows that tight end. But, I mean, looking at it now, I'd move him around. That's why we re-ranked them. I could see where people were mad about the Justin Fields thing on mine. I could see where people were kind of upset about the Zach Wilson. Obviously, number 1 is not where most people would put that guy. I did it based on potential. I think if he's coached right, put in the right situation, he could dominate. And the reason I did have Trevor Lawerence at 2 was because he was supposed to go to the Jets. I thought the Jets were going to ruin his career. But he set up perfect now with the Jaguars. I think he has a perfect situation down there.
Him and DJ Chark about to be best friends.
And their running back, James Robinson, he's really good too. But anyways, how you feel about the rankings now? Who did you move around?
I moved around pretty much. Everyone's moved except for Trevor Lawerence. Trevor Lawerence is the only person in the exact same spot, and that's number 1.
Everyone moved for me.
Everyone else, even Trevor Lawrence.
Also,
I mean, it makes sense because I'm sure you had Zach Wilson at number 1.
Yeah, I moved Zach Wilson down to 2, put Trevor Lawerence at 1. It was mainly Trevor. You can't look. Trevor Lawerence is a great quarterback prospect. I did it because he's set up for greatness now. He's going to the Sunshine State. Sunshine to sunshine. We keep saying it. But, I mean, look, I think he has a perfect situation down there. I think he will blossom in Jacksonville. I think he will help this Jacksonville organization organization and team turn their whole franchise around. Trevor Lawerence, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever come out of college, if not the greatest. There's no arguing that. But, I mean, Zach Wilson at 2, it's potential-wise. I think he could be like a Patrick Mahomes type guy, someone who's overlooked, could go early in the first round, could not. Sit him a year, and he could dominate. But who you got at number 2? You said you have Trevor Lawerence at 1?
Trevor Lawerence is definitely at number 1 for me. Number 2, I don't want to let that recency bias kick in, but I just can't deny that what I've seen from him recently has just been kind of good looking. It looks like if it can translate into the NFL, this guy could be a threat, and that guy is former Georgia quarterback, now Ohio State legend, Justin Fields. I saw from PFF today, he is the only quarterback in Ohio State history to be graded at a 90 above, which is an elite level, and he's did it last year, and he's now done it this year. Only Ohio State quarterback ever. So I'm looking at,
Dwayne Haskins didn't?
He did not. Apparently not.
I thought he dominated in college.
PFF slick dropping hints. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't playing elite in college, even though he was dropping touchdowns. Apparently, he wasn't playing that elite. I like what I'm seeing from Justin Fields, man. That stat really just kind of woke me up. I'm like, well, maybe Justin Fields can be the first Ohio State quarterback to be the real deal, because we made that video saying most Ohio State quarterbacks are system guys. They don't translate well into the NFL. And I mean, Alabama looks like they were on that road, but then you got Tua, who looks like a guy who can definitely be a top quarterback, one of the top in the league one day, or at least the AFC. He won't be the best because you already know who the best is. I don't even want to say his name, but I feel like I have to. Patrick the GOAT Mahomes. Come on now.
Part of the dynasty.
But yeah, man, Justin Fields in this draft class, probably the best deep ball. He has, out of these top 6 quarterbacks right here, he possibly has the best arm.
I feel, yeah.
He could throw
the ball the furthest, 100%.
It's disgusting, man. I just love the way I think he threw a 60-yard touchdown to Olave, I believe it was, or Garrett Wilson. It was one or the other. It was a 60-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
I'm talking about failing his hands in the back of the end zone on a streak route. I'm talking just absolutely beautiful.
Everybody was saying it was a moonshot.
Straight beautiful, dude. One of the best throws I've seen all season. I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing from Justin Fields. Like I said, if his success can translate into the NFL, this guy's a threat. People are gonna be happy to pick him up. He could be playing for the Jets.
Could be. There's a possibility there.
He could be headed to New York.
Who you got at 3?
Number 3. Former I had Zach Wilson at number 2. He's now at number 3.
Okay.
I still like Zach Wilson as a quarterback, but he did slowly simmer down a bit as the season went on. He stopped flashing that Heisman winning, effort.
Yeah.
It kind of dropped him down to 8, and I think in the final voting it was. I like Zach Wilson as a quarterback. I still think he'll be that dude in the NFL. I think he'll have possibly the best quarterback rookie season. I'm still saying that at this point right now. I still think Zach Wilson is that dude, but he's recently kind of skidded a bit, and it's not something I'm like, well, it should be scary. I think this guy will be a top 5 pick. I think he's still going to go top 5.
I think me and you both agreed that his best situation would probably be going to Washington.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's happening anymore. They just made the playoffs, so I don't think that's happening anymore.
Yeah,
they were
not
projected
happening.
to get him. They did have like a top 10 pick whenever we made the video, I think.
I'll tell you who did make the playoffs though in that in that division, who could definitely use Zach Wilson, who's got a quarterback on their team that's good, but it don't look like they can re-sign that boy.
Eagles?
Nah. Oh, actually, yeah, the Eagles too, but the Dallas, because Dallas, they're struggling to re-sign Prescott, and him coming off this injury, it's going to be interesting to see how they handle their that quarterback situation. Zach Wilson could head to Dallas. He could head to the Eagles. Either one of those teams would be great.
Really
if he goes to Dallas, he could be. That could finally be the answer to Dallas' problems.
It'd be dangerous, but I would not want that.
He has so many weapons.
Anyways, at 3, I think we have the same players in top 3, just different organization. At 3, I have Justin Fields. Just like you said, can't deny his greatness here recently. I did move Trey Lance down. Justin Fields hopped him.
So did you have at number 2?
Number 2, I had Zach Wilson. I said I moved Zach Wilson down from 1 to 2, and I put Trevor Lawerence at 1. They kind of switched places, and then Justin Fields hopped up to 3 instead of being at 4. But yeah, Justin Fields, just like you said, that man has a good deep ball. He can run the ball. He has everything. I just think that Zach Wilson has better potential.
That's even the crazier part about Justin Fields. I don't think he has to really rely on his running as much because he's able to throw the ball. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if his success translates, if he can throw the ball, if he can stay in the pocket, launch the ball, if he can move out of the pocket and still launch the ball, that's what you want a quarterback. You don't want a quarterback who's going to drop back and have to run, twice on a 4 set of downs. It's not going to work in the NFL because people are going to figure it out when you start going. Coaches are getting real good now, and quarterbacks that are just heavily focusing on running, it's not going to work.
Yeah. I guess I'll go with my number 4 first. I moved Trey Lance down a spot. Like I said, we haven't seen a whole lot from this year. We know the year before, I think he threw 1 or 0 interceptions. Wasn't it 1, I think, the year before?
Yeah, it was no. I think he threw none, actually. And then this year he threw a pick.
It was either 1 or none. Yeah,
I think it was none. I think he threw like 50 touchdowns and no picks. And then this year he threw a pick in that one game he played. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I can't really. I'm not going to judge him off one game, like everyone says. Yeah. Don't judge a player off one game. But I mean, I'm basically judging him off of last season, and he's a top quarterback. There's no denying that. It's just the only problem with him is that he comes from an FCS school, and I know y'all are probably going to say, well, Carson Wentz did. Look at the Carson Wentz situation now.
Yeah.
You can't deny that he was an MVP candidate before he got injured, but I mean, look at the situation now.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that situation is. It's kind of sad because I root for Carson Wentz, but at the end of the day, if you don't play good, man, you won't find much success in the league. I mean, look at Dwayne Haskins. He got released on week 17 or 16.
It's just, oh my goodness.
And they're in the playoffs now too, so he's just sitting at home while his team's in the playoffs. That's crazy.
Who you got at number 4?
Number 4, I'm going with this guy, man. Look, I don't know what his potential is. I know for a fact, though, this man can throw the ball. Now, his top 3 receivers may be top 15 draft picks, but this dude is a beast, and that dude is Mac Jones. I got Mac Jones at number 4. I think he was at 5 for me last time. I'm moving him up to 4. This dude's a beast. I'm talking his deep ball is accurate. He makes some questionable throws. I've looked through his film. Sometimes his throws are questionable, but bro, his guys can get him. And then you also got to look at, when you're looking at his yards, look at the yards after catch. I don't know how high it is, but that's something you want to take an aspect too, because you throw to guys like Devonta Smith or Jalen Waddle, those yards after the catch are high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but, they threw a screen pass in the semifinal.
Devonta Smith, he ran a straight line, and they couldn't even tackle him. This man ran a straight line. Speaking of these wide receiver rankings,
we predicted.
We predicted that Heisman Trophy. But, I don't think we were. Obviously, I feel like everyone kind of knew.
Yeah, everybody knew about
especially
that.
Especially after the SEC championship. They're like, this dude Devonta is just going to win it. It's pretty obvious.
Anyways.
But yeah, Mac Jones, man. I like Mac Jones. Hopefully, he could be in that black and yellow. We need a guy with a deep ball. We got some talent around him. I like Mac Jones, man. I hope to see him have some success in the league. Also, another team that could be looking at Mac Jones, the New England Patriots.
Yeah, I kind of see that happening, honestly.
Because Cam Newton's gone. That business trip's done. Yeah. They need somebody else on the trip. Yep.
Anyways, number 5, I have Mac Jones. It's more of the fact that he does have those top 15 receivers. Or in our honest opinion, he has 2 of the top 6 receivers in this draft on his team. But you can't deny that he does have a good deep ball. He does make questionable throws, but he does have a good deep ball. The reason I have him at 5, though, is because I do see these players above him having probably better careers. But Mac Jones, can't deny that he's great. He's a Heisman finalist. But, Alabama quarterbacks traditionally don't translate well to the NFL. We're looking at A.J. McCarron. He was really good in college. He had Amari Cooper. He didn't translate well. Dude that I keep forgetting his name. He helped them to the national championship.
Crocker.
Yeah, Jake Coker. He didn't even get drafted, I don't think. If he did, then he was on a practice squad or something.
100% sure he did. I don't even know who you're talking about.
He played good that season, but he didn't translate to the NFL. No. There's just several guys that you can name off. But I'm not going to deny that he's not great. He's a great quarterback, and there is a reason that he has a first round grade. But, I don't see him translating to the NFL as great as some of these other guys.
Didn't Blake Sims lead them to a national championship? Or no, did they get – that was the year they got, smacked by Ohio State in the semi. Or was that the year they got smacked in the championship?
No, I think
that was – because that was what? That was Zeke year.
That was the year they lost to Ohio State in the championship or in the semifinal.
Okay.
And then next year, Jake Coker.
That was Zeke's
Jake Coker took them next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at 5, I do have Mac Jones. Who you got at 5?
Number 5, I'm going with Trey Lance. He was at 6 last time. I know what you're thinking, man. Yeah, Kyle Trask moved from 2 to 6, but yeah, man, I got to move Trey Lance up. I've watched some of his film. This guy's a monster. Now, you look at his strength of schedule, his talent. You also got to consider who's on his team. He's not playing with the best wide receivers. So, when you look at his talent, he's not playing with the best wide receivers in the world, and he's still going against.
But he's also not playing against the greatest competition, though.
Exactly. It's just one of those things you look at. It's a risk-reward, type guy. But I think this guy's a beast. You don't get quarterbacks throwing 50 touchdowns, no picks. You know what I'm saying? That's something you just don't see in football a lot. I think this guy has a lot of upset. This is another guy I'd love to see in that black and yellow. Kevin Colbert, make it happen, please. Who I wouldn't want to see in black and yellow anymore, though? Randy Finkner. Fire him, please. Get him out, please.
Hey, but we both agree Kyle Trask is probably at the bottom of this list. It's more of the fact that his recent play.
That game against Oklahoma scared me. I wanted this man in black and yellow, but after that game, I don't know. But what did I say in that last quarterback video? I said Kyle Trask needs to go to a team with a great, dominant tight end. Did I not? Kyle Pitts didn't play in this. He didn't play in that game. He didn't have his 2 top wide receivers. You can't put this guy on a team with no wide receiver weapons.
Let me ask you this: would Kyle Trask to the Raiders work?
Yes. Darren Waller's a beast. He's got a speed guy in Henry Ruggs.
Kyle Trask to the Vikings? Even though, obviously, they got Kirk Cousins high paying him.
They got Kirk Cousins, but you need to start looking for someone. They need to find somebody with some better accuracy. Because the Vikings don't have a bad team.
Would you take Kyle Trask over Ryan Tannehill in the Titans system? I think they have Jonnu Smith. He's a pretty good tight end.
Kyle would work.
I don't think
he'd work at this moment.
Most time you're handing the ball to
Ryan
Derrick Henry. Yeah, because you're just handing the ball to Ryan or
Facts.
to Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, you're just giving the ball to Derrick Henry anyway, so you really don't got to throw the ball. That RPO is deadly.